And I just want to say thank you to the club for inviting me, especially Rochelle and Ryan for hosting this wonderful event. They've been working very hard to bring everybody together. So I was invited to sponsor and participate in the Grow Out, which you guys do every year. So this year we chose to do the Kujaku. So for those of you who are not familiar with Kujaku, it's one of the older variety and it's quite popular amongst one of my favorite. So the Kujaku is like a peacock pattern. It's basically a metallic fish. It belongs in the Hikari Moyo class if you do compete. So to pick out a good Kujaku, basically you find one with a really good metallic shine because that's what you would look for. Because it's a metallic fish, you want one that will shine really nicely. And then after that, you want one with a really good netting because that's a big part of the pattern is the reticulation or the pine cone pattern. So every scale should have an edging, so each scale put together will make a fishnet pattern. And so that's the underlay of the overall. But then you also have to consider the pattern, like a Kujaku pattern on top of that. So ideally, you want a 2 or 3 or 4 step pattern. And I think there are some that are 2 or 3 steps, but I didn't have a good chance to look at them. So that's your job, is to pick out that perfect Kujaku. And do your very best to grow them out, because I think you guys are going to have the judging at the end of summer, or is it next year?
At the Point Show on Sunday.
So this summer. So you have a few months to grow them out. So good luck to everyone. Oh, and also, Champion Point did sponsor 4 prizes, 2 first place with $150 gift certificate, and 2 second place prizes. Thank you.
Meeting at your Point shows and such.
This is Ivan.
So, the last couple of years, or a couple of years ago, we were at a convention up in the Northwest, and we just had this idea. It's like, would you consider supporting our club by sponsoring our grow out? And she said, I was thinking like a bitty bag of food, like maybe this big. And she's like, sure, like what size do you need? I'm like, I don't know, like 5 pounds. She goes, how about 20? And like for all the fish, she goes, no, 20 per fish, 20-pound bag. So I was like, wow. So I was just flabbergasted. I'm like, and it was the middle of the day. I'm like, I don't think she's had any drinks. So I'm just like, okay, can I have that in writing? No, but she's supported us last year, supporting us again this year. So very grateful to have you support, continued support. But I also invited and asked her to maybe discuss and talk, share a little information about the food that we're going to be using for this event.
Thank you.
Kleiser? All yours.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me here. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
I don't know where to start. So Star Milling Company manufactures the food, the ultra balanced koi food. And we've been making this food for over 40 years. Over the 40 years, obviously there's been improvements to the diet. We've added the prebiotics, we've added natural vitamins and minerals. I mean, just a number of different things that we've done to enhance the diet and to ensure that you maximize the growth of your fish. Whoever is getting a fish today will be getting a bag of the growth diet. Now, I don't want anybody to be under the misconception just because you feed a growth diet that your fish is going to grow. If you don't have the right type of grow environment, that includes water temperature, oxygen, water exchange, maybe you're overcrowded. There's not very many diets that I can think of that's going to really make that fish grow. But if everything is correct, this diet will optimize the growth. But if you have the genetics to do that. And Tom's fish are very nice. So you should have the genetics to get these fish well. The growth diet also includes, and we only use white fish meal. White fish meal is not an oily fish. It's more stabilized than a commercial grade of fish meal. We add natural color enhancers. Natural color enhancers include spirulina, shrimp meal, marigold extract, all of them which will bring up those colors. But they are not, it's not considered a high color diet. There is companies out there that make high color diets that are designed to be used for short periods of time. I'm sorry, I've said this so many times and I'm like, I feel like I'm repeating myself. I'm just like,
There's a lot of beginners here, so this is great.
pardon?
I said there's a lot of beginners here, so this is great.
But I'm feeling like, oh, what am I missing?
You're on the spot.
I'm on the spot.
Where can we get ultrabalance?
All right, Ultrabalance, if you go on to the Ultrabalance website, and it's really easy, it's toyfood.com. Anybody can voice it, you can go to toyfood.com. You can click on the Find a Deal. You can go, put in your information, click on it, say, I'm gonna find a dealer within 25 miles, don't go for the deal. Right off the top of my head, I do not promote with a lot of the dealers in this area. I'm sure they are.
Hay Company in Sanger.
Hay Company.
Yeah,
Thank
that's where we get it from.
Okay.
Their beef store.
Then if you want to, I don't know, how far is Tulare from here?
45 minutes.
You can go there, there's a place called High School Speed, I know they carry it. If you want to order it online, you can do that.
Is the
Sacramento,
shipping free?
Florida.
Is the shipping free?
You would have online to us, no. You're gonna be paying the shipping on that. I don't know what Sacramento Toy offers or some of the other online stores. Some offers for shipping. We don't. We have the online store, it only has shipping. People that are not in our general demographic area, let's say maybe they're in Kansas or Tennessee or something of this sort. We try not to compete, we're very supportive of our big dealer, and we try not to compete with them. However, you can always call me or call the office and they can get you to a dealer that maybe isn't posted on the website. Any other questions? So maybe you notice there's two diets here. One is a maintenance. Maintenance diet, I wouldn't recommend feeding maintenance diet to this size fish. Growth diet is recommended for feeding fish up through 2 years of age. The maintenance diet is formulated to feed fish during cooler water temperatures. If your pond has been, let's say you have a lot of organic material in your pond, leaves and such, that it compromises the water quality, this here is a much better diet. If your fish are over 2 years of age, you can feed them maintenance, but your fish will still grow. That's the thing about fish. They continue to grow all through their life. So when you get a small fish like this, the growth curve is going to be very steep until it hits about 2 years, maybe a little bit more. Once it hits about that age, then it starts tapering off and it goes slower. Some people have felt, I'm going to eat it with really super high protein diet like a trout chow because I want it to grow faster and bigger. What ends up happening is we're going to start having issues with fatty livers. Overall general health problems on the fish. Like a vet once told me when I was raising livestock for the show, and I was just to him because I need to get in that showing and I want him to have as much growth as possible and look the best. And I was killing him. And my vet asked me, he says, what's more important to you, winning grand champion or having an animal that will live a long, healthy life? I'm like, yeah, grand champion works, but I would like to have a little longer. So that's just the general consensus. So growth is what you're going to be feeding these fish. If you have a pond with a lot of large fish, like Michelle and Ryan have, my recommendation would be a maintenance diet. You'll have much cleaner water quality, it's easier to digest, because the fish, whatever they don't digest, it goes out the system into your pond, which causes water quality issues, which you're not really going to see. You know, you're going to say, oh, my pond is really nice, it's clear, it's got to be good. That doesn't mean your water quality.
Good job.
Is that good?
You turn this thing on, it'll agitate all those
Lower.
beads up in there. Help
Yeah.
get the backwash. When you backwash
That's
it.
how you do it.
Yeah. And that's probably 20,000 gallons.
Okay, Leah, why did you pick this fish of all the fish? You're number 8. Why did you pick it? Go ahead.
Well, I think, of course, we're
Why did you pick it?
I chose it because from the size-wise, compared to the bowl it had, all other point in the bowl, it had the best pinecone netting pattern. Yeah, it has the best of that in that bowl. Its head has like to me, its little gray spot in between the white, it was unique. So I thought it was interesting. And then the splotches of its key, like where the orange is at, it looked interesting to me. So I wanted drawn to it because of that.
Flow into it, it's a 1,000-gallon settling tank, so all settling tank does slows it down, get the bigger bits. And all I have to do is walk over here and I just flick a switch and the pump goes on and just pumps it up to the back property back there. So that's the bigger stuff, so that gets most of the debris there. I have 2 pumps that draw off that. 2 8,000-gallon pumps, one for this side, one for this side. Those pump up, of course, through the bead filters. Bead filters again do the, more microfiltration, and then get some of the debris and then the bacterial stuff. I do have a UV. I don't usually use the UV. Every once in a while. I haven't used it in years now. It's just been sitting there. I don't have green water too much. The only thing I ever get is string algae and the waterfall and stuff like that. But as far as free floating algae, I don't even get it at all. All of this goes to the backy shower on the back side of this wall here. Of course, that flows all through. I just ceramic media, and then that flows into. I have a 750-gallon tank. It's all Japanese matting. So again, I have even more bacterial stuff. So bacterial, and then it flows out and it splits. One goes to the Tosai pond and one goes to the main pond. They actually all go to the main pond eventually, but one goes through that pond and out. So that pond is on the same system as the other. All I have is just some Japanese matting flowing through there, and I use a sock too, just to get the extra little debris off there.
Ah.
Clean, it looks like. But
Got an auto feeder on there?
I got an auto feeder so I can feed this one. When I'm starting to grow the Tosai out of quarantine, I'll keep the smaller
Keep
fish
them
in
from
here.
jumping out?
Yep, keep them from jumping out, keeping the birds from getting
Yeah.
in. It's just way simple. All it is just wedged in with the stuff. I want to do a better one on that, but eventually I got that big tank back there. It's a huge tank. It's probably a couple 1,000 gallons. I'm gonna put that here as my quarantine tank.
Yeah. So this is your quarantine.
This is just quarantine. I can turn it to flow through. It is connected to one of the lines on the other side, so I can turn that on when I'm don't have any fish and just have it flow completely through and not have it separate.
Wow. And then this is your Tosai pond.
This is the Tosai. This is what, of course, flows through all the media.
The Baki.
It goes into This is all full of Japanese water.
That's where you're. Okay, I was wondering where it was.
Yeah.
Nice.
All the way across the whole bottom of it.
So it goes from the baki here,
Here, yeah.
and then it goes to here, or some of it goes into this
I got
toe
one
side.
line goes to here, and
Another one goes like.
and another one goes directly to the waterfall. So I can shut them off if I want to.
Yeah,
If I
that's
need to
so
separate it
cool.
somehow or whatnot. Everything I try to make as easy as possible.
Yeah.
This has a drain on the bottom of it, so if I need to clean it, I
Yeah.
just pull all the lids off, and I just lightly hose everything down, flows out, done. So I do it probably once a year on this. Everything I try to keep as easy
Yeah.
to clean as possible. Just
Yeah.
like the settling tank. I mean, the hardest part about the settling tank, I just have to get in. There's three valves on there. I can shut off all the water from this pond, drain it all the way down. I can even hose it out and clean everything out, and then you turn it back on and go. And then it's nice. You can flush all those, all your 4-inch lines open one at a time, and it just
Yeah.
flushes all that.
How
crap.
often do you do that?
I do that. Usually every water change, I usually drain that. It's maybe not. I do a water change probably every 2 weeks. I do that where I drain it all the way down, maybe every third time or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just really easy. Usually
Yeah.
I just turn it on. I shut everything off, turn it on. I come back 15 minutes
Yeah.
later, it's drained out, and I can just clean it out.
Do you have like an autofill? How do you?
Yeah, I do have everything on autofill. It'll automatically fill. I have an overflow too, so if
Yeah.
it overflows, it goes out. I have high nitrates in my water, just for my well, which kind of sucks. It's kind of more experimental stuff. I have an RO unit that flows about 450 gallons a day, so that's constant flow through on that. Usually don't want RO all the way, but since I'm mixing it with 13,500 gallons, it doesn't matter too much.
Wow.
But at least it lowers my nitrates,
Yeah.
especially in the winter. Summer's hard because I get so much evaporation. I'm just pretty much covered in
Yeah.
evaporation, but wintertime nitrates start to come down.
All right, so here we are. We're going to be filming the release of Leah's fish here. Okay, it's a 22 centimeter Omosako Kujaku. And so going to release her. Her name is Hidilyn, HD. After the Olympic Filipina gold medal winner in powerlifting. So that's our plan. See what happens. Okay, you can barely see her, but it's the orange fish in the back there. Now in its quarantine tank here. It's a 150 gallon quarantine with a shirotsuri and a small tamasaba. 22 centimeters right now. Based on the certificate. And we'll see how it goes here in a month. All right.